Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Happy Monday. It's good to be back. Although I was actually back yesterday morning. We of course with the air traffic controller drama going on, we got a little scare Friday morning. Yeah, Friday morning, we were preparing for potential delays, cancellations, etc. But Friday morning, all was good. And then my wife texts me. She was still laying in bed. I was just waiting, drinking my coffee, just waiting, because I thought we were going to leave at 9:15. And she texted me. She goes, "Our flight was canceled." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And So I went in and I'm like, "All right, so what's going?" She's like, "Oh, it wasn't our flight to New York, it's our flight home." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Like, let's still go. We'll get a flight back eventually. We can still go." So we ended up they canceled the return flight from LaGuardia. We were supposed to leave on Sunday afternoon. But we ended up they ended up opening a new flight in the morning, like first thing in the morning. So 8:30 Sunday morning, which meant we had to wake up really early Sunday morning. Wedding went really late Saturday night, so it was took a little nap yesterday afternoon, then did eBay Live last night till almost midnight. Still a little tired, but we're gonna push through, right? So I was highly impressed with New York. And I know that sounds silly, but I was going in with like, yeah, it's just another city. Like, but it's big. it's pretty big. I didn't realize. I knew it was a big, like, I know it's the biggest city, but I wasn't thinking like, I don't know what the scale, like, what's the scale? Like, how many times bigger is it than LA or Chicago? But wow. And we stayed like right in the heart of where all the good stuff is. We were 4 or 5 blocks from Central Park, a few blocks from Times Square, right across the street from Radio City Music Hall, and where the Tonight Show and Saturday Night Live are filmed. I wanted to get tickets, but you can't, like, it's, I guess the way the tickets work, you have to like apply in like August, and then there's like an overflow which starts on like Friday night. Like, we saw him getting in line Friday night. I'm like, fuck that. So yeah, we were right there. Friday night we had dinner. Great Italian place, Tony's di Napoli. And after dinner, we walked around. We went to Magnolia Bakery, which has amazing banana pudding. I was really full from dinner, so it wasn't as good as it probably would be if it were just like any other time. But it was still good. And we saw where the Christmas tree, it was delivered while we were like early Saturday morning. So we were down there. We walked over there Friday night and just checked out the skating rink and, walked around Rockefeller Center and all that. So that was pretty cool. I didn't go back. I had plenty of because Saturday afternoon was basically we went to brunch with one of my wife's college friends, and then after lunch we went back to the hotel just real quickly, and then walked down to Bryant Park for the Christmas Village, walked through that, And then my wife was like, anytime you want, like when you're done, just say you're done and you can go to the card shop. So that was the only thing. Like Saturday afternoon, like I need a solid 2 to 3 hours. That's all I'm asking. 2 to 3 hours Saturday afternoon, go to the card shop. So we did kind of a loop around the Christmas Village. I'm like, I'm going to go to the card shop now. So I walked, and David Adams was only, I don't know, 6 blocks, maybe 8 blocks. It was a decent walk, but we got really lucky with the weather. Man, we came home and fuck this. It was 65 and sunny on Saturday. And we come home to like 28 and snow on the ground. It's like, man, this blows. So we got really lucky. So I walked down to the card shop, and it's a nice big card shop, really nice, modern, clean. No bargain boxes, which I'm not surprised. Like with the location, with the rent they're paying, didn't expect to see any dollar boxes. But I think the lowest price single I saw was $25. I think the cheapest single, now they had wax that was, $20. I guess it's not much. They had like blaster boxes on sale for like $20 of certain products. But yeah, they didn't have any singles. The thing is, though, it's a big space, but there's a lot of open space. And I get like if they're hosting, like if there's a lot of people in the store, although there wasn't many people on a set, like this is a Saturday afternoon in November. There were only like a few people in the store, which I was shocked. There were more people at the second card shop I went to that had 1/50th of the square footage than there were at the Dave and Adams store. So I walked through and I looked at a couple prices and I see some prices I'm like, oof. But then there were others where it's like, ooh, I can do well on that. There was a Dan Marino rookie. There was a bunch of Dan Marino rookies for $25. I bought 2 of them. I got a Mahomes rookie for $25. I guess I can show you as I'm looking at it. So that was $25. Score rookie Barry Sanders was $50. Picked up a Joe Montana rookie. Sticker was $75. I got a little bit, like a 5% discount, nothing much, but I didn't expect to. And I was only picking out stuff that it's like, okay, I won't take a big loss. Yeah, I might take a loss on some of this, but not a big loss. This is another. I picked up 2 of those, hoping Roger Clemens gets elected into the Era Committee Hall of Fame. But this was priced at $150, and these go for like $250 on eBay. Picked up an Angel Reese auto just to have something for WNBA. Picked up a 65 Topps Hank Aaron. Pete Alonso gold auto. I was surprised at the price on this being in New York. In this one, probably overpaid for this. 82 Columbus Clippers Don Mattingly. Picked up a Mickey Mantle, the Switch Hitter Connect 62 Topps. This was this was only like $25. Diamond Icons numbered out of 10 auto, Anthony Rizzo. Picked up a Willie Mays, a 72 Topps Willie Mays, PSA 4. I picked Lamine Yamal. I picked up a couple Lamine Yamals. I sold one on eBay last night. This is Chrome rookie Lamine Yamal, PSA 9. So I sold 3 of the cards I bought in last night's eBay live stream. The other Lamine Yamal, I ended up making, I think I sold for $20 to $25 more than I paid. The Marino sold for exactly what I paid, and the Ohtani, I lost a couple bucks. Picked up a Luka Prism rookie out of PSA 9. My quarterback won. This was a good deal. This was only $50. PSA 10 Green Ice Prism Emergent rookie, Caleb Williams. And then I wanted to. Now I had a budget. I had a big budget, and I only spent 30% of what I was willing to spend. There just wasn't. There just wasn't quantity of what I was looking for. So I wanted to kind of balance it out with some various priced cards, 25, 50, 100. But then I went for some big hit. I got 3 big hitters. I got a Clayton Kershaw, Bowman Sterling auto. He's really hot right now, PSA 8. But this is a pre-rookie auto of Clayton Kershaw. I saw that the price couldn't beat it. They're an exact BVG 2.5 sold for I think $836. I think was the price, and this was a couple $100 under that. So that was I felt that was a good buy. And then a 53 Jackie Robinson looks great, looks awesome. In fact, the cashier, she goes, "Why did this get a 1?" And then that's why it got a 1. But hey, the front looks great. The front looks great. Paper loss on the back. So those were my pickups on Saturday. And I didn't need the 2 to 3 hours that I was at Dave and Adams because it was just a bunch of showcases. So I looked up. I'm like, well, now what? Like I budgeted 2 to 3 hours of time, and I spent maybe an hour in the store. What's another shop I can go to? So I looked up Bleecker, and it was like 3 miles. I'm like, I'm not walking 3 miles, but I'll take an Uber. I will tell you, man, Ubers and taxis in New York, fuck, they're everywhere. An Uber arrives in 30 seconds. It's crazy. Chicago, man, I'll wait an hour for a fucking Uber. Okay, not really, but it seems to take forever. There is no Uber driver shortage in New York. So I take an Uber over to Bleecker. I walk in. It's a very boutique-y card shop, kind of old. It's old school. David Adams is the new school shop. Bleecker is off a side street, pizza place next door, a couple doors down, bagels, of course, but very small, very small. I mean, there were literally, I'm trying to think, there were probably 20 people in this store, and it's basically a front porch. The square footage is a front porch, a small front porch. I mean, we're talking this. And so I walk in and I'm like, fuck. They had junk wax. So they had some of the stuff that, is good. I bought the stuff I just showed off for some of my bigger auctions to drive people into the store. But also in the middle, when you drive people into the store, you can sell an 89 Topps Cal Ripken goes for a little higher. You've got more people in the room, more people are bidding. So it can prop up some of the low end bargain box stuff. So then I also wanted to find some bargain box, see what they had. They did have a lot of bargain boxes in Bleecker, but it's just such a small store. I looked through, there were a couple cards I saw. I'm like, oh, I'd buy this, but it was claustrophobia. So I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. So I looked through 2 stacks, and I'm like, this sucks. I looked at the showcase to see if they had anything. It was mostly Pokemon in the showcase. They did have a lot of sports in the bargain boxes and the junk wax packs, but their showcase stuff was mostly Pokemon. So then I walked out, and then I just walked around. I just walked around all over the place, and then finally found a bar just to have a beer and a pretzel before the wedding. It was a late wedding. It was, what time did the wedding start? I think it was supposed to start at 7:30, but everything kept getting pushed back. It was, getting delayed. So it might have started at 7:30, a little after, but dinner was supposed to start at 8:30. And it was delayed. And then, so everything was pushed back. So it was a late night, and then super early morning with the flight out. And definitely my wife goes, would you come back? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'd come back in a heartbeat. I would definitely come back. Now, you'd have to pay me to live there, but I definitely want to go back. I'd like to go back in a couple of weeks just to be there during Christmas. I think it would be awesome to see the tree and like just the atmosphere. There was a little bit of a Christmas atmosphere there this weekend. You know, it wasn't cold, but you know, you could tell winter's coming. You know, the tree was getting delivered. There was some Christmas music playing. The Rockettes were just starting their season, their Christmas show. So the Christmas was in the holidays were in the air. Stores were playing Christmas music. So it was a good, definitely would go back. Let's go to the chat. Tracy's in the house. Good morning. Bears win. What about that game? How about that game? Bears played like shit again and somehow win again. Now, they are playing shitty teams. I will give you that. Bears are now 6-3. So they've still got some tough games. Minnesota, they play the Vikings this week. I think they'll win that game. It's not going to be a pretty game. Like, they're going to win ugly. Like, the Bears are just going to win ugly. They're going to have trouble against better teams. Packers, Lions. They got the Eagles in a couple of weeks. So they'll face some much better competition than what they've seen over the last 4 weeks. But I still think they have such a shitty enough schedule that they're going to win. They're going to barely win enough games. They're going to squeak in the playoffs. My preseason prediction was 11 wins. Still, even at 6-3, going to be difficult to get there. We're how many games are left? 8 games? Yeah. 8 games left. So they need to go 5-3 to get to 11 games from here on out. That's going to be tough with their schedule. Packers twice, Lions once, Vikings once, Eagles. I think they have the 49ers. So going to be tough to go 5-3. But I think they'll win 4 games to get to 10, and that'll be enough to get a playoff, a wild card spot. Gem City's in the house. Good day to you. East Coast Tom says, I trust you took my advice to avoid pickpockets. I don't think so. What was your advice? I don't know. Peter's here. What's going on? Max says it was nice unloading and packing up this weekend. That's for sure. Barely broke a sweat. Yeah, that sucks. This weather sucks, man. Jody, what's going on? You were up late last night. Yeah, I streamed until, I went late, which was good. Last night was my best Sunday night show in a while. Sunday nights used to be kind of my premier night of the week. It kind of goes all over the place now. But last night was really good. And I think starting an hour later definitely helped. I started at 8:00 last night. Because I've noticed over the last few weeks that 7:00 hour is brutal. And I don't know. I think it probably, there's low energy and it just kind of snowballs. I don't know. Although we finished, there was might have been last week where it finished really strong. Started really slow first hour and a half, but then finished strong. I think I had 40 people in the room at like 11:30, like at the end. And we might have been, I think it was down into the 30s at the last few. Well, I was also running like junk, obscure slabs, but people were bidding on them. So it's like, well, I'll keep running them and I don't have to dig around for random singles and all that. So I just ran some junk singles. I made a killing on these. I actually bought these from another eBay live stream about a week ago. CCG Gem Mint 10, a bunch of Brady's. I have to go back and look, but I made a nice return on those. Unicorn Cupcake, high roller scratcher. I love it. That was a very tough Clemens when I was a kid. Yeah, it's still a tough Clemens now. You don't see that card very often. And usually I was shocked at the price on that. Being in New York, I was very shocked at the price on that one. Let me see what the open a different tab here. So the sticker on that was $150. Let's just see. Now, do I expect to get that make much? I don't expect to make much on stuff I bought. It's more to so the last one, and actually the last one that sold raw looks kind of rough and doesn't look as centered as mine. Oh, actually, no, they look the exact same centering. But my color on mine's a little better. That one sold for 215. This one sold for 158. This one sold for 225. Buy it now is definitely stronger than auctions. And of course, I'm putting mine on live auction. This one did sell at auction. It's Greg Morris, usually a little higher price, 215 plus, so 220. This one sold for 255 after shipping. So in this sticker price was 150. So what did I end up paying on that? So probably 140 is probably what I paid for mine. Cooter says, good morning. How much do you want me to bid up the Aaron to? Oh, wait, never mind. Dat dude, what's up? I always wanted an 84 Fleer Clemens. The price is always high. Yeah, it absolutely is. Gem City says, Evolution is both sourcing and selling soccer. We are one step closer to Pokemon. We really are. We really are. No, I don't intend to sell Pokemon, but I also didn't intend to do a lot of things that I am now doing or have done. So, but no, Pokemon is still not being thought of. Max says, we call those prospect autos. Prospect autos, pre-rookie autos, same exact thing. Dairyland Picker says, because everyone is getting ready for free buses. Unicorn says, I won good scratch tickets, Sun Daddy. They pay me no tax out. I got cards at Walmart. We'll sell at a card show Saturday. Max says it's going to be free to live there soon. Dairyland says they played the Giants. They did. Red Light. How about them Colts? Jonathan Taylor, man. Another great game for him. I've probably got Jonathan Taylor rookies in my, well, I don't have quarter boxes anymore. So, Shane, you probably have a bunch of Jonathan Taylor rookies. That dude from Duryea says, NYC is fun when you go in as a tourist. When it's a daily grind, you don't have time to look up. Yeah, I cannot imagine living there. I would never, I mean, I don't even want to live in Chicago. And New York makes Chicago look like Anawan. Like I can't believe how much bigger, faster, stronger New York is. Unicorn Cupcake says you should buy other house so when you do live streams, you can write off profits. There you go. I like it. High Roller Scratcher. Max says weather's great, helps with the smelly ass cheapskate sports bargain box guys like me. Dairyland Picker says, Max, you have sports bargain boxes on your table. LOL says Unicorn Cupcake. Max says no, but they get the fuck out of my way for my customers and don't smell like ass because they wear coats because it's too cold for them. I should do a show where I bring out all sports. Want zero to do with selling to sports buyers, though, unfortunately. Shane is in the house. Good morning. That Clemens is nice. Angel Reese equals guaranteed loss. It'll be tough. When I saw that, I'm like, I'd like an Angel Reese. I wonder, I didn't even look. I'm like, $50? What the hell? Just to have, because, the funny thing was in last night's stream, I had quite a few requests for WNBA. Now, not Angel Reese. I think I did have one request for Caitlin Clark specific, but I did not. I had more WNBA requests last night than I've had in several weeks. Now, I also know that WNBA season doesn't start until the spring. So I was a little surprised by that. What do Angel Reese autographs? Now, it depends on which autograph. Well, I'm surprised. Angel Reese autos actually do really well. Cheapest sold on eBay I'm seeing is 56 of just any auto. Now, let's look up my specific auto and see. It is a Prism draft pick auto, so let's see. Prism draft auto. So when I go, I don't comp shit. I just go in and I'm like, oh, I can probably. So a PSA 10, that same card, a PSA 10 did 97. Let's see, that's the purple ice. This is just this is purple. Is it? I don't think it's. It is. Oh, wow. It is numbered to 99. Okay. So an SGC 1010. Okay. Okay. So last raw sold for 47. So which is probably right damn near what I paid for it. But on an eBay live auction, I'm probably not getting that. I'm probably getting 30 to 35. It may be something that I just hold on to until we get closer to the season or until I get more requests for WNBA. But last night, I probably should have ran it last night with the amount of requests I had. Let's see. Max says, very sad to hear the huge retirement out of California. My stock portfolio is going to take a huge hit now. Unicorn says, major hit, LOL. Best investor, though. Is Angel Reese's the Me Bounds girl? It is. Her candy is good, though. She's got cereal, too. Reese's. Reese is supposedly a supermodel, too, so you get two genres of buyers. Sid from Ice Age is not a supermodel. She looks better without the mustache. Dairyland Picker says, new product line, Catwalk worn Victoria's Secret patches. So last night's eBay Live was good. I intended, so my initial thought was I was expecting to get home later than what we did. So I was going to just scrap Sunday altogether and then do two shows today. And then Tuesday night, eBay's promoting on eBay Live a singles day, 11/11. I got the notification kind of late last week, so I don't know. It's going to be. I'm kind of like just crawling through the weeds on this one. We'll see. Collector's Corner. Wednesday night, I'm doing the 70 Tallboy set break. I'm a little nervous, but I think I got it at a good enough price. I've got to push it. I've got to push it on my socials. I got to do a newsletter just to get as much out there as I can over the next couple days. Because it could be rough, but I think there's enough. I think there's enough star power, Hall of Fame power that, and they're in really nice condition too. So we'll see how Wednesday night goes. I don't have any plans for the weekend. So I may do, there's a card show in Rockford on Saturday. I may hit up. We'll see how this week goes. And I'll probably do two shows on Sunday. It just kind of depends on what I run this week in terms of auctions. I've got quite a bit of orders to ship out, although not too bad. I did Monday morning last week. I had 806 auctions to start, and I got those done in like no time. So this actually might not take me that long at all. So I may be able to sneak in an afternoon fire sale today. We'll see. Where we at? Dat Dude says, did you see the Whatnot sale getting heat because the dealer quoted $2K on a card not worth $500? JW Heroes Sunday video brought it up. I think I did see something about that. I don't know if I saw it on Reddit or Twitter, but yeah. And I'm not surprised. I'm sure that happens. I'm sure that's a common occurrence. I'm sure that's a pretty common occurrence. Pewaukee. You know what? Maybe I'll go there. I think it's about the same distance for me. Rockford's about an hour and 15. Pewaukee's probably an hour and 15. I actually, you know what? I don't even know where the hell Pewaukee is. Where's Pewaukee? I know it's over by Milwaukee somewhere. It's Middleton to Pewaukee. Hour and 11. Okay, so it's past. So it's okay. So it's right around Waukesha. I've seen the signs. So in hour 11, according to Google, how about Rockford? An hour and 21 to Rock. So Pewaukee is about 10 minutes closer. I've never been over to those shows. Maybe I'll hit up the Pewaukee. If I do a show on Saturday, maybe I'll go to Pewaukee instead, because I'll probably see different buyers. I haven't been to a Milwaukee show in a while. The dealers in Rockford, I see those guys. I do a lot of the shows, go to those shows, so I see those dealers. Although what's nice is I know who's going to be there, and I know what I'm getting. But there's a little like surprise element if I go to a new show. CL on the road. What's going on? Made the live. We are here. We are late. It was a late night last night, long weekend, but we are here. So yeah, so my eBay and actually even being gone this week. Now I had some higher end sales last week. I was looking at my month. I wanted to see how I'm doing this month. So October was a down month. I'm up 40 first 10 days of November. I'm up 43% over last month. So that's a great start. Love to see that. Because in sales, we all have those, most likely. We know things are, but we always have that there's that fear in the back of your mind that if you have a down day, week, month, that what if? There's always that what if fear. What if this is the new norm? Like it's a bad October comparatively speaking, but what if that is the new norm and this is now the new benchmark? Like there's always that fear. Even though we know October typically can be a down month, especially if you're focused on baseball. That's a really bad month for baseball sales. So, November, December, usually you get different buyers. There's no, with what I do, and really honestly, there doesn't have to be a down month in sales when it comes to sports cards, because if you deal all around, now there's going to be some like pockets of here and there, but it's all what you make of it. And if you go and source and then you look at your margins, and usually if you're buying higher end stuff, you're bringing in more stuff. Yeah, you have higher expenses, but you also have higher revenue coming in. Just make sure those margins are good. So I'm glad to see, because I have that fear. Like, I mean, you have to have that fear. I think if you're in business for yourself, you have to have a fear to keep you motivated and go like, what if I want to prevent another October from happening. And October was a great month. It was just down in comparison. So I like to see it. Feel like it makes me feel good. Makes me feel good that my numbers are up. My volume sold though is down. My average sales price is up significantly, and I think a lot of that is attributed to Wednesday. Last Wednesday, I had much higher sales. Even last night, I had a lot of higher sales. With I was shocked at what my CCG 10s were going for. I bought those. I bought those thinking, I'm probably going to sell these for 15 or 20. Like I bought them at that, like thinking that, and they were going for 40. In fact, I think a couple went for 60. So that was good. Unicorn says, did you see Keating with Junk Wax Hero? I watched most of it. I watched most of it from my hotel Saturday morning. But did not, I want to go back because I was kind of distracted, but I did watch most of it. I get he is Beckett's friend, but in my opinion, he just kept trying to put it on the P. Ryan guy, exempting Beckett statements. Yeah, I think there was a little of that. I think there was definitely a little bit of that. Dairyland Picker says it's awareness, not fear. That's a good point. I like that. I like that verbiage better than fear. Awareness. Be aware. I like that. So yeah, there's definitely that. So I think this week's going to be a good week. We're going to start this off strong, baby. So we're going to start this off strong. What else is going on? I bought some more wrestling. I bought some wrestling autos, which I've been kind of shying away from because they haven't been selling well. But I haven't been buying well with the autos that I bought. I wasn't buying well, but I think what I bought last night, I bought well. They were at good prices. It's like, okay, I can, it's nice to have. And again, the strategy on this stuff, like what I bought, like, do I expect to make, a 20% margin on some of this stuff? No. I'm okay taking a loss just to have some of this stuff. And if it brings I buy $100 card and I sell it for 80, it still brings in those types of cards. If that's what people want, it brings people in And that typically lifts other sales up. I mean, I was selling junk last night. Like somebody said, why don't you list a card you don't think will sell? And I'm like, oh, okay, let's have fun. It's got to be, I'm not going to run a 1987 Topps Fred Lynn. So I'm like, let's do something fun. I ran a Doink the Clown, action-packed Doink the Clown. It sold for $5. Okay, it was one of those nights. I had a stack of non-sports cards, which non-sports typically is awful in my eBay live streams. Non-sports does terrible. Somebody asked, do you have any like I don't even know if they might have asked for non-sports. I'm like, yeah, actually I've got a pile of stuff in front of me. I had Alf, Mork and Mindy, Incredible Hulk, and I think I've got some Alien, which I did not run the Alien. I should have. So there were 2 Alf cards, and 2 Alf cards sold for like $12. That's $6 a card for Alf. Then I ran the 5 Incredible Hulk cards. 5. I think those sold for $44 for 5 Incredible Hulk cards. The Mork and Mindy sold for less, I think around $25 for 5 Mork and Mindy cards. And then I think that might have been all I ran for the non-sports. So, now I know if I have those buyers in the room, like, okay, I've got some non-sports. I think I have a few Incredible Hulk, a few Mork and Mindy. I've got some Alien cards. I probably have some other random non-sports stuff lying around. So, okay, well, I just need to get more organized with the stuff. So I have, for some reason, I don't even know what those were doing, but they were just sitting over there. Where we at? Dad Dude says, not to live and die by daily sales. Restraint taught me that hard lesson. Stay even keel. Absolutely. I'm doing better. I used to focus on, I'm not going to buy this card unless I can make, X amount of margin. Like I'm not going to buy a card unless I can make 20% margin or more. And in live selling, it's completely different, because in a buy it now setting, if I'm listing on buy it now, like, yes, it drives people to your store, but it doesn't drive people into your store at the same time and buying the same, you have a 53 Topps Jackie Robinson in your store listed at whatever amount. Yeah, it'll bring in eyeballs, but are those eyeballs is it really going to lead to sales? Possibly. But I'm not buying that card to put in my buy it now section. Now for an auction, absolutely. Because you can spotlight, hey, I've got this Jackie Robinson on my premier auction this week. And that's going to, I wonder what that Jackie, there's that like, I want to go see this live, and more people come in and they're in the room and they've got, what's up, buddy? Ernie's in the house. Hey, we're not going to do that. No. We're not doing that. You want to go see puppies today? Come here. Ernie's trying to be naughty. Let's hey. Rip another baseball card. All right. Bolo for Yokozuna autos. I don't think I have any. I did not get any in last night's deal. And I'm pretty sure I don't have any. Right now I'm sitting on Tatanka, Chad Gable, the Headbangers, one of each, Mosh and Thrasher. I've got a Bailey auto, Stacy Keebler, and the Godfather. Last night I picked up Bailey, JBL, Farouk, or Ron Simmons. Who else was in there? I could look. Did I take a photo? All right, so last night's autographs, I bought Bailey, Zelina Vega, JC Jane, Leilani Kai, Wendy Chu, JBL, a couple Drew McIntyre, a couple Sheamus, Carmella, Lacey Evans, and Ron Simmons Farouk. He had some others, but I just didn't think, like, he had an Undertaker auto out of 10 for 300. I know I would get killed on that. Couple AJ Styles, but I've done okay with AJ Styles autos, but it's like, I also passed on Bret Hart. He had numbered out of 75. It was for 95. I didn't think I could get that. I think I passed on Alundra Blaze at 25. That could have been a decent. That could have been Diamond Dallas Page for 65. I didn't see John Cena for 140. I could have done well, but I don't think I would have. I've got enough that those were not cards I wanted to take that bring in the people. Now, if the Undertaker was 200, then I probably would have done it, but not at 300. Max says, Unicorn, if Bo did the same thing Beckett did, I wouldn't go on someone else's podcast and blast him publicly. You can disapprove without saying it. Got that sentiment from John in that segment. Yeah, I think that's a good point, because I can come on here and say I'm disappointed and disgusted, but I'm not friends with Dr. Beckett. I say hi when I see him. But him and John have a different relationship. So yeah, I get that. Yeah. Fair statement. So that's what I had for today. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. eBay Live coming up maybe today. I don't know. It's already 10:15. I've got to take Ernie to daycare. So probably I've got some shipping. So I'll probably just scratch any live streams today, but maybe tomorrow, maybe a daytime tomorrow stream. I do have a tomorrow night stream set up for 7 p.m. It's Singles Day, so I'll probably go on live during the day. Wednesday night, Collector's Corner. We're breaking the 1970-71 Topps basketball tall boy set, the complete set. Depending on how it goes, I'm still sitting on some slabs, which I might throw in. In fact, I might. I've got Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain. The Chamberlain's a 5. The West is a 6. The Baylor's a 7. And then I've got some commons. So we'll see. I may throw the Wilt Chamberlain as just kind of like a centerpiece. In addition to the rest of the set, so it'll be I've got a raw version for the set. The set's all raw with the exception the Pete Maravich is graded. The Maravich is a 4. So we'll run at least 175 auctions Wednesday night for Collector's Corner, the 70-71 tall boy set break. And then I don't know what the rest of the week will bring. All right. So that's what I had for now. Have a great day. We'll do this again tomorrow. See you there.